Oh, yes, I'm in. Fully blown away right now. Right, should we head in? Right. I don't know if we're allowed up here, but I'm going to have a look anyway. They're watching us, mate. I think we need to go and have a look up there. I assume we can visit. Where's everybody? It is incredible. They're inside there, so we're going to turn around and leave them to it. Right, I won't be needing this. Okay, day 2 on the St Peters Way gravel ride. We stayed in this little town last night, a place called South Woodham Ferrers. Quite an unusual name. It's quite a recent town, hasn't been here all that long, apparently built in around the 60s and 70s. And today we're heading off to St Peters itself. And apparently there's going to be a lot more interest along the way. So let's see what we can find on the rest of the route on the way to, hopefully, Southend. And just before we head off this morning, I'll just give you a quick rig rundown of what I'm using for a weekend trip like this. So on the front here, I've got my bar bag. There's almost next to nothing in it. It's mostly camera kit, spare batteries, chargers, that sort of thing, and all my technical stuff. Quick, easy access. This is by Alpkit, a brilliant British company, which I highly recommend. Good, strong quality stuff, British made. I've got my under seat bag here, or rather under bar bag, again by Alpkit. I got fed up of using tiny little seat bags for puncture kits and stuff years ago that I couldn't get stuff in and there was trouble getting things in and out. So I bought this not for this purpose, but I end up keeping my inner tubes in there, a couple of tools, bits and pieces that I need to do with the bike basically, and it now kind of lives on there. It's fully waterproof and it's a cracking bit of kit. And then at the back, I've just got my Planet X pod sacks under seat bag, which expands hugely, and I've done much longer trips on this and I find it good. I find it great. It's waterproof. They do tend to swing around a bit, these things, so I have an extra strap on it which gives it a bit more stability, but so I really like that. That's it for the kit on the bike. I'm not going to go through the rest of the spec, but that's what I'm using on a weekend trip like this. Right, I won't be needing this. We're lost in a strange town in Essex. It really is strange. And you may or may not believe me if I told you this is a buzzing Monday morning. Look at it. Can hardly move, the traffic. You can get through that way. That's where we came out, or came in.
Oh, right across there?
Yeah, but it's probably going to come out around that way as well, isn't it? It's the same thing.
Take a look at the map.
Usual fun and games of the first GPS of the morning. We've been 10 miles going around in circles. There's a hotel again. Well, this scene is straight out of National Lampoon's European Vacation. Possible alleyway. You can never see him until you get there and have a look. And there it is. There we go. Straight down the alley. What do you reckon, Map Master? Is this the right way out?
Yeah.
You happy? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not just doing a giant loop this time. Well, this is the morning of day 2, and straight away we're into a bit of off-road, out of South Woodham Ferrers, picking our way through the trees here. It's a nice way to start, and it is a perfect morning, which really helps this. Oh, the old boy with the stiff legs. Can't keep up. Should we go? Come on. Let's go. Coming through. Thank you. These are lovely rolling little bumps. What was it, 19 degrees? What perfect morning. It is a perfect way to start the morning. Straight onto the bridleways and trails, going through the woods here in Essex. So again, for the American viewers, this to us is perfect off-road, sort of gravel riding, I guess you'd call it. Trails like this, we call them over here bridleways, which means they're open to traffic such as bikes and horses and the like. Straight or left? Yes. Just getting my directions from behind. One of these days I'll get myself a bike computer again. Whoop. Practicing my U-turns. Tight bends. This may not go to plan. Let's see. Oh, wheelie. Got the wheel up, mate. Oh, bit of wheel spin too. More of the same. Possibly better. This is my kind of Monday morning. I want this to be my life. Not just a day off work. Never mind. It just goes on and on and on like this. What a heavenly bit of track. Little bends, little dips through the narrow patches. 100 metres sharp left, he said. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Up onto God knows what. Back on the road by September Lodge. How very appropriate. We're just riding through this little village. I just passed a house with something very, very interesting on it. I'm going to go back and have a look. So for all you rail enthusiasts, some of you might like this. Here we go. I just passed it again. Look at this. These people have their own dedicated little narrow gauge railway track and even a station there. There's probably a points changing place, isn't it? Here we go. And we can just about make out their dedicated points, their signal box. That's what it is, their signal box right there. And their narrow gauge railway line, which obviously runs, I would probably guess, right round the house, I would say. Oh, that's genius. If you're into trains, this guy's into them more than you, I bet. Let's push on. The dapper chap. Morning. Morning. I like your double take.
Do you have a Kiss t-shirt?
It was some kind of rock t-shirt, wasn't it? It could have been Kiss.
Suit on a Monday morning. Legend. Legendary state.
Absolutely legend. Our first little POI this morning is going to be something natural. Something, a phenomenon that happened many, many years ago and is still standing and affecting the surroundings even today.
What a straight! It's a proper motorbike straight.
Yeah, isn't it? Open her up, baby! Let's give it everything. Woohoo! It's almost like an Easy Rider sketch in British. If you like a little bit of exploring and a bit of history and seeing the UK in its rawest state, with a few silly facts thrown in, consider giving it a like and a subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. All right, let's push on. We are just a few kilometres now from the next point of interest, a natural phenomenon caused by nobody's exactly sure why, but we'll find out when we get there and have a closer look. But by all accounts, it's a very interesting and somewhat eerie place. So what do you guys think of the St Peters Way ride so far? We are actually making this up, so this could be the first time it's ever been done. We might get the likes of GCN or MB UK, whoever they are, onto this, and they can make a proper route out of it. We're in an area of really quiet country lanes right now. This is really lovely riding. It's super quiet, virtually no cars around. He says that. Big haulage truck coming towards us. Oh my God. Thanks, Travis. You can't be guaranteed quiet roads permanently, can you, I guess? It's just lucky we didn't meet him on a blind bend.
Yeah.
What's going on? We're down there probably, aren't we? Stay off the private property.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Check this out. Look at this old church. What is this? The parish of St Marys Mundon. This place looks old. Can we go inside? That's the question. Oh wow. Look at this. It is so simple. crumbling walls. Behold the Lamb of God. Now, you know me on this channel. I'm not a churchy type, but you've got to sometimes see these things and experience them because they really are quite special. The Lord's Prayer. Even I remember that from school. It's the only one I know. What do you think? I don't know a lot about churches, but I don't often see proper closed doors into the seating here. And I love that bit of angle, that nice bit of woodwork. Look at that. So it's got a natural stop to it. Love that. Well, here's something else I've never really seen before. These seem to be iron headstones. There's a few of them here, look. They all have the same symbol on them. I've never really been into churches, but the more you ride in these out-of-the-way places, the more you come across them. And slowly, you start to appreciate them from a different perspective. Great places to rest and recover. Incredibly peaceful. Everybody needs a sanctuary to go to, don't they? For some, it'll be churches they can go inside and sit on the bench, quietly contemplate, safe, knowing that nobody will judge them. Maybe just one person, the big guy, if he's there. But people have their own sanctuaries, don't they? There might be the woods, the forest, beaches, special places to you, your own special place that you go. I have mine. There are places I find myself gravitating towards when I want to be on my own or have some thoughts. But I get why so many people turn to these places. There's a sense of calm here. So whatever your religion is, Buddhist, Sikh, Muslim, it doesn't matter. As long as you are calm, happy, and cause no harm, everything will be okay. And here they are right in front of us. An interesting natural phenomenon just here. Not forgetting, of course, that this is a walking trail. Wow! Look at this! These are known as the Mundon Oaks. And from where I stand right now, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. But these are ancient oak trees. And they're protected by electric fencing. And they're supposed to have stood here for thousands of years. Can you believe it? So why are they here, dead like this? What a haunting, spooky sight it is. The theory is, back in the day, at very, very high tides or floods, the salt water from the sea, which is not so far away, would have breached the sea walls and seeped into the land all around this area. And being oaks, they cannot survive on salt water. And supposedly the last great flood was in the 13th century. And it's thought that maybe these trees have stood there since the 13th century, or maybe longer. So they were poisoned by seawater, basically making it unpalatable for your old oak tree. It really feels like we've entered a different part of the world now. It feels like we're at the end of something, which we effectively are, aren't we? Yeah. You know, it's like everything's gone flat. There's a very different feel. It feels sparse. There's not many people, there's not much activity, a bit of farming. And it's almost like that church signified the start of that. It's like that was the beginning of the end in some strange sort of way. More dead trees. Is that salt water down there? That's what we don't know yet. Left, I'm assuming. Yeah, we're on the sea defence wall, look. So this is what would have been breached by the sea in that great flood in the 13th century that poisoned those oaks. There is the sea.
You've rode from London?
Yeah. Fantastic. Who needs a Dunwich Dynamo when you got the St Peters pedal? Let's get over there. The sea flood defences we are riding on now. And right there we've got farm fields. I wouldn't want to be living around here. I have a great fear of floods and damp properties and that sort of thing. These houses just back onto all this nothingness. You can go down into their gardens. Oh no, 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 I could not live like that, I'm afraid. The paranoia wouldn't let me. Oof, this is narrow. All you want is one more great flood like the 1300s, and you are in a lot of trouble. Oh, look at that boat. That is going nowhere, man. Let's push on. And we are just coming into the town of Marylandsea. It's so quiet here. Bit of Nana, a bit of Nana, bit of 1980s. We're in this place called Marylandsea, cycling along, come across this incredible bit of architecture here. Look at this house. As soon as I saw it, I thought it looks like a boat on its keel when the tide is out. Look at that. Although, thinking about it, it's probably because of the flood defences. If the water should breach its banks again like it did before, it's going to be very glad it's up there 2 metres above the ground. What an amazing spot. Well, it's super windy, but what spot we popped out on here? I was looking for a particular type of boat, or two types of boats, because this area is famous for two types of boats. They're called smacks and London barges. And smacks are small boats with ochre sails, with flat bottoms, and London barges are bigger versions of them, also with ochre sails. And the London barges were used to transport goods up and down this area, up the north coast of England, even out to sea and across to Europe. And I can't seem to see any here, which is a shame, but unsurprising. Maybe there's some in the harbour there that we can't get into. That looks like a big barge. Might be worth a little bit of a look. But it's so nice to be somewhere so completely different, yet still in the UK. Private jetty, keep off. Fair enough. Even the first one, look, with a wooden pole. There'll be a nautical term for that. Mast, maybe. I'm guessing they would be smack and London barge, perhaps.
Yes.
We're in. Look at this one. I think somebody lives on this. They must do. Just go up there. I'm not gonna, but I could walk the plank. Oh, that sound. People are living on these. There's the Cambria, which I suspect might be a London barge. And then we've got some smaller ones. It's not very often you get to be this close to big barges like this. Somebody's home. Hello.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm all right. Can you tell me, am I right in thinking this is what they call a London barge?
No.
No?
No, this is a Dutch barge.
Oh, this is a Dutch barge?
Yeah, this is basically, it's called a chalk style. So it's going to be 100 years old in March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the one over here, Cambria,
Yeah.
that was basically more of like a London barge.
Right.
A working barge. It's
I
beautiful.
think
yeah.
Thames barges is the phrase I was trying to remember, because there's Thames barges also smacks, aren't there?
Yeah, well, it's so funny.
I can't see any
Right.
what I think are smacks.
So that's a kind of a smack as well here.
Is it?
Here, they're smaller, the smacks.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's some amazing histories. For instance, this Athelada here, when it was built, it was in the same yard that they were breaking up. Was it the Beagle, Darwin?
Oh.
So that on that boat, there's a main beam across that supports the deck, and it comes from the Beagle.
Wow.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, fantastic. And you live on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm just refurbishing, doing it up. And we'd like to take it over to Holland.
Have you been on boats all your life then?
I was on a narrowboat for 10 years in Oxford, and then I had a small sailboat in the Med for a while. Nice one, Tim.
Nice to speak to you, Tim. I'm Jason.
Mind the paint.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Good to speak to you.
Yeah,
Take care.
you too. See you. Oh, that was lovely, Tim. There filled me in on all the boating activities around this area. And this Athelada, apparently, as he was saying, has got some tremendous history. There's a piece on this that braces it, which is off the HMS Beagle. Seriously, because it was in the same yard. Now, I wonder if he's talking about these beams across here. That would make sense. Okay, you can see the age on this. Well, there we go, this is the Ethelada with parts of HMS Beagle actually on it. What a lovely thing. The Ethelada. Right, we got to keep going. I could spend hours here, but I got to get on.
Cheers, Jason. You take care.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Good luck with your paint job.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
There's this lovely Dutch barge with this very distinctive. I should have asked him what that's for, but it's a very distinctive Dutch barge feature, I think. Yeah, you've got some real characters living on these places. Just look at the way people live here on these houseboats. They're absolutely phenomenal, some of them, and this one is really special. Look at that, it looks like a two-story houseboat. What a piece of work. I bet it doesn't go very far, but if I was going to live on a boat, that one I wouldn't mind. You're rowing into the wind, aren't you? Hardly. Just on a little tour of the area. We found a downed Spitfire in the middle of nowhere at RAF Bradwell. Look at this. RAF Bradwell Bay, 1942 to 1945. There we have the model of a Spitfire. I guess we're here by the memorial and we're going to ride round there, out to the coast somehow, and then somehow try and make our way south, that direction. Let's go and see if we're lucky. Oh, look at this. A runway full of old buses. That's crazy. What a strange place. Look, hangars, hangars, hangars everywhere. I wonder if we could get inside one. Let's go and have a look. Look at this, you can ride right up to and inside these hangars. We've got to have a look at this. Anything interesting? Grain store. Oh, well. Yeah. Didn't even look at us, mate. Living out here takes a special type of person. Yeah. You might wonder why somebody wants to live this far out. Where they can see anybody coming for miles. And where they have a big German Shepherd on guard. This is remote, it's true. For all you gravel riding fans out there is nothing that says gravel more than this stuff we're on right now. And we are at the ends of the earth. And we are going this way, hoping to pick up the trail that we can carry on towards the St Peters Way. And this is the kind of gravel you can expect. If you're American or from somewhere else in the world and you want to know what UK gravel is like, well, this is it. It's not always this flat, but today it is, because we're right out deep in the East Essex countryside. And just on the other side of that wall is going to be the sea. And that's where we're headed. There it is, I was right. Right, let's get down to the water's edge. Ooh, bumpy. Here we go, the Essex Sea. We have made it from London to the coast. And there's more to come yet. If you've ever wondered what it looks like, this is it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up, but way out there in the distance, you can see hundreds and hundreds of turbines, wind turbines. Yeah, oh, it's great to have made it, it really is. This looks so nice along here. The grass is just opens up to let this beautiful pathway go through the middle of it. It's a perfect walking trail along the top of this defence, and it's so nice to ride on too. Probably be a bit nicer if I was down at 40 psi instead of 60. Well, that's all right. Well, we've definitely made it to St Peter's Church, and to say it's in a remote spot would be quite the understatement. Here is the church itself. We'll be going inside in a minute, I think. Got these overhanging bits of masonry on the side here. Don't know what that's about. And look how remote we are. That's a bird hide. There's the sea. These are the old walls, which date back to something like 654. Sign here telling us to the Othona Community, 300 metres. I will tell you about St Cedd in a minute. Most churches are open. Let's see what happens when we try this ancient door. Nothing. No. I think I did read somewhere that it's just very stiff. No. Oh, yes. I'm in. Okay, be respectful, Jay. Pull yourself together, man. Look at this. I thought the church at Chipping Ongar and Mundon were sparse, but this is something else.
The Red Cross.
The Red
Hence
Cross.
The Red Cross with St Peters Way.
Yes, the Red Cross of St Peters Way, that's right. Look how simple it is. Simple pews, one out of place. Got a bit of chalk writing on the floor here. It says, Christ before me, Christ after me, amen. I think somebody wrote their own prayer there. The simplicity of this is unbelievable. Tiny little pulpit. I'm trying to remember my church architecture. Really, really old beams. A very, very high roof. Right, let's refresh my memory on this stuff. This chapel was in fact built by Lindesfarne Monk, St Cedd. And St Cedd was a Celtic monk, and he spoke both Gaelic and Anglo-Saxon. And he built this in 654, an insanely old date. So these walls and these bricks that we see around us are from that time, 654. But he had the unenviable task of mediator between the Anglo-Saxons and the Celts on deciding dates and things like when was Easter going to be and that sort of thing. However, he became a bit of a turncoat, because at some point he went away and became ordained as a bishop. So probably his Celtic mates weren't too happy with him after that. It was St Cedd who established this incredible building out here in the middle of nowhere. For many, many years it became disused and was used mainly then as a grain store afterwards. But in 1920 it was refurbished and restored to its current condition. And it's been like this ever since. Here's the visitor's book. We've had people from Portland, Maine, and Wales and Ukraine, Enfield, Billericay, and there's two more from Enfield. Right, should we head in? Right, I am like fully blown away right now. Okay, we've got yurts. I assume we can visit. Yurt Kev, of course. It's so quiet, where's everybody? What an incredible place. And the community garden. Guess where they grow all their herbs and stuff. We can go a little football pitch. Where's everybody? I think we need to go and have a look up there. I don't know if we're allowed up here, but I'm going to have a look anyway. Where's everybody? Oh, I like the dead spider. Oh, he's not dead. This is incredible. Yeah, the yurts are great. And I guess that's what these are. These are the guest yurts.
And I don't think it's like a weekend Airbnb thing. It's like I want to come for the weekend.
Proper retreat. I just don't know where everybody is.
Yeah.
There's cars there.
You want to stand there?
Anybody here? Like little dormitory rooms there. They are dormitory rooms actually. I can see the beds. They're watching us, mate. It's a lovely bit of bamboo. Where do you see people?
I can.
Where?
Through there.
They're inside there, so we're going to turn around and leave them to it. There you go. This is what a community looks like. So if you want to get away for a retreat and rejuvenate, I mean, the peace is like nothing you've ever felt. It's no wonder they've established it right here. It's so quiet. This was absolutely amazing. Man. This strange building is all by itself here in the middle of nowhere. Yep. Ooh, fuck me. Bloody pigeon. Pigeon coops, I think. Yeah. Or maybe barn owls.
Right, okay.
I hope I'm not disturbing them if they are. There's pigeons. There's eggs. There's 2 eggs in there. Can you see that? 2 little eggs back there. Oh, pigeon eggs. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Those lines coming in. Knackered old bench. Ooh, I want to get down there, but I don't want to get off and I don't want to stop. And I'm not going to go straight through it because I've seen what happens. I'm coming down there. Riding through the dense stuff here. Not much gravel here. Some big tired tracks and that's about it. Look at this low breaker. It says there, do not climb on this structure. Can't you read? It's probably really dangerous. Oh yeah, look at that. Oof, man. You don't want to get sucked under there. It's all over, man. Sludge guts. They'll be finding and digging you up in 2,000 years' time. Look at this idiot with his cycling helmet still on. He must be a victim of sludge guts. I've just had instruction from the GPS master that we've got 14.7 kilometers of this to go. So if you are thinking of doing the St Peters ride, make sure you got your best padded cycle shorts on. That's all I will advise. Right, sit rep. All the batteries are dead. Camera's still going. Microphone battery is dead, so it's going to be a different sound. Phone battery is nearly dead. Charger battery is just about hanging on in there. And this is where we are. The middle of bloody nowhere. So we have got about 10 to 11 more kilometres left. God, did I just say that? Before we reach civilization. So we can't afford to hang about. Better get a move on, I think. Well, this is going to make a little bit easier riding now than that tough stuff. Yep, St Peters Way. Not without its own challenges. Look at that. If you like a bit of World War II history, there's loads and loads of pillboxes on this ride, like this one here. But hey, we have found the daddy of pillboxes on this particular route. Take a look at that. That is a 3-story pillbox. You can't get to it, we're on the other side of the water, unfortunately. But it's got a lower level, a big gap in the upper level, and then a top level, almost like a tank turret. I was just pondering what that was looking at. Obviously looking out behind it, but that's Essex behind it. I don't know. Let me know your speculation as to what that 3-story pillbox is doing out there. And here's the other pillbox right next to it. Look at this. This is MOD land from here on in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said you can actually sometimes watch the tanks firing
Oh, right.
from over there.
Somebody's made a bridge over to it. Look at this. Oh, God. Come on, cycling shoes, you can do it. It's not that hard. Oh, we're in. We're over. We're not in. We're over. Come on in. Come on.
Right.
Come on, ballerina. Hop, hop, hop we go. Here it is.
Can't keep us out there.
This gave birth to all the others, I reckon. Yeah. It's like the King Dalek. Stavros of pillboxes. There's no way in.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh, what? Oh,
Stairs on that, isn't it?
yeah. We even got a ladder. We have the first floor. Oh my God, the guano in here. Hope there's no bats in here. Come on up. Look, we've even got scaffolding to get up and look up there. I don't feel the need to do that, but the whole floor is covered in this shit. This is probably particularly unhealthy to be in.
Rather.
Gonna get some fresh air up here and see what they can see. Pretty good, actually. It's better than you'd think. Look at that. Yeah, they could see anything coming up the estuary there, couldn't they? Has anyone else ever been inside a 3-story pillbox in their life? Because this is a first. Right, let's get some fresh air while we can. You can't see much from here, you can't see over the top at all from there. That's what you can see. Not very much. We rode all the way to Essex to piss on a pillbox. There it is. The infamous pillbox pisser strikes again.
It's done many, but this was the best.
Right, we've got to get moving. Let's push on. England and British flag and an anchor. I think we've arrived at Burnham on Crouch, is that right?
Yep.
Civilization. We have made it to Burnham on Crouch at least, and the White Hart Hotel. I think we've earned a beer. Cheers. Oh, that is good. Well, that's the end of the St Peters ride. That was a ride that we made up based on the pilgrimage route, the St Peters Way. It's a cracking ride, really enjoyed it. And we finished our ride here in Burnham on Crouch, which is a beautiful spot here on the water, the River Crouch. And if you wanted to, you could extend the ride by getting the little ferry from just there, but it's finished now for this evening. You could go across and you could ride yourself down to South End if you wanted to do a bit further. We rode from London, North London. It is very doable. We've done what, 150 kilometers, which you could do in a day if you're a half decent cyclist. We've split it into two to make it a bit more manageable and allow for filming and stops and that sort of thing. I'm going to put links to my Strava and hopefully it'll get picked up as a proper ride to do and get added to the list of rides that people want to do for the summer and season and that sort of thing. There you go. So we're calling that the St Peters Way ride. Well, that's it from me. I will see you on the next one sometime on Scuzzy London, somewhere in this country, or maybe somewhere else. See you next time. Oh, wow. Look at this. Yeah, we're on the sea defence wall, look. There is the sea. Ooh, bloody pigeon. Two little eggs back there. Oh, pigeon eggs. I wonder if he's talking about these beams across here.
Cheers, Jason. You take care.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Good luck with your paint job.
Oh, lovely, thank you.